guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're new, thank you for coming here, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So today I'm going to be telling you a very not so sweet life story of mine. Yes, it happened to me. I'm not joking. It was bad for my health. Without much wastage of time, I'm gonna begin. So, this is the start of my story. I was in secondary school in, I think, JS2. I was sick. Like, I went to a boarding school, and in school I was sick before I came home. Like, it was almost time for midterm break, and I came home sick. My mom was like, let's go to the hospital to know like what's up, do you get? So we went to the hospital to like do a checkup and know what's up with me. And they were, because usually if you go to the hospital, they will like list the tests you're meant to do so that they'll know like what's wrong with you. So in the list of tests, there was like typhoid, malaria test, and then they added pregnancy test. And then my mom was asking the doctor like, she was just joking, like, why the pregnancy test now? What's this child going to use pregnancy test to do? And the doctor was like, anybody, any female that is like of age, you get, has to undergo a pregnancy test so that they will know that they are not like hurting any baby inside them by giving them some certain drugs for some certain sicknesses. By the way, all of this happened on the 23rd of May 2015. Yes, my birthday is on the 24th of May. This happened a day before my birthday, so that you understand the gravity of this. I went for the test. They took my blood normal, how they normally do tests, and I went to sit down outside with my mom, and I was chilling waiting for the lab technician to like come back with the results. Next thing, he came outside. He was just looking weird. His vibe was off. And then he called my mom. And she left where I was sitting and like went to meet him because we were sitting together. And she went to meet him. So the guy called my mom inside. So me, I felt like maybe there's an adult thing that I'm not supposed to know about. You get? Then my mom came out again. She came out like some minutes later, and she was looking like her world had ended. My man was like, what's going on though? But I just sat there normal, and then she came and she sat beside me. She turned to me and she was like, Uchechuku. And in my mind I'm like, so I'm like, yeah, what happened? And she said, did you sleep with anybody? And I'm like, hold up, wait. In my head, I was like, no, there has to be some play here. Obviously, I said no, I didn't sleep with anybody. I was going to turn 13 the next day. I had not slept with anybody. So, I wonder why she was asking me. Like, I wondered why she was asking me that question. But then I told her I didn't sleep with anybody, and she's like, are you sure? And I said, yes. Why is she asking? Then, she gave me the paper, the pregnancy test results. And lo and behold, it was positive. And I'm like, eh? Nah, there has to be a mistake somewhere. Like, maybe they switched my results with somebody, because no. No. I was just looking like, I don't understand what happened. Like, did someone inject me with sperm? Or did someone, I don't know, was I sleeping? Was I drugged? I don't get, I was just confused. Like, somebody please tell me what's happening here. Who is pregnant? Because it can't be me. I told her I don't sleep with anybody. And she said, okay. Then she told lab technician that let's do the test again. He took my blood again. So while we were like in the process of doing the test again, as he was like taking my blood, he was asking me when last I see my period. So I told him when last I saw my period, which was in April. So So he was like, yes, you are pregnant. Once you miss your period for 1 month, you are pregnant. And I'm like, I just started seeing my period not so long ago, and the flow was still it was still unstable, because if you just start seeing your period newly, your flow will not be as stable as someone that has been seeing their period for like a year or something. So obviously, it was instability that was causing it, but he didn't know his job. So we did the test, and he said, I'm pregnant again. The test results came out again, positive. And I said, okay. We went to meet the doctor, and he's like, oh, that I also have malaria plus. But he was like, we can't give you some certain drugs, some certain type of drug that will affect the baby inside. And I'm like, which baby? Which baby first? Like, there's no baby inside me. Oh. There has to be a mistake somewhere, because I don't know which baby people are saying is inside my own body system. It was like, now wow, how old are you? I said, I'll be 13 tomorrow. He said, imagine, see your life, what is this? What kids people can open leg for man? And I'm just looking like, my mom believed in me actually, and I was so happy. That was like the best thing that could happen to me at that point, because like someone shouting on you and not believing you would have been the worst thing. So people suggested that we go for an ultrasound scan. Like the doctor and I think some other lab people, they suggested that we should go for an ultrasound scan. My mom said, like, before, she told me, like, before we go for the ultrasound scan, that let's go and photocopy the results of this pregnancy, so that when we find out that I'm not pregnant. Did you hear? She said when, like, she didn't say if. So she said when we find out that they are wrong, we will have evidence to sue them with. So we photocopied it. When we went to photocopy it, like my dad, she had to call my dad to like tell him what's up. And the phone was not even on speaker, but I was hearing his voice. He was shouting. He was like, "Who did you call pregnant? How is she pregnant? How is she pregnant?" I was just like, in my mind, I was like, God, I'm dead today. Because if this thing does not get fixed, what's gonna happen? What's gonna be my fate? So we went for the ultrasound scan. So when we went for the ultrasound scan, there were just a lot of old women there. There were a lot of old women there, and I was just feeling really uncomfortable. You know that vibe where this is just not a place you would like to be, because obviously I was not there for such a nice reason. So they told me to drink a lot of water. Apparently that's a thing you do when you're about to do ultrasound, when you're about to get scanned. You're supposed to take a lot of water. I still don't know why, honestly. So you take a lot of water, and I took a lot of water, and I'm sure those women, I caught some of their eyes. They were looking at me. They were looking at me somehow. You think I didn't see you? I saw you. And I was just feeling really uncomfortable, to be honest. But I went inside, and the doctor did his thing. The results came out, and he said he's not seeing a baby. And I was happy. But then there was a sad part. He said, but there's a growth. So he said it's either the growth is like something, or that apparently there's something that happens in your uterus when your period's about to come. So in my mind I'm like, did you say period? Did I hear period now? So I went home. All I can say, that year, that was the worst birthday of my life. And my siblings were very young that time. I didn't even tell anybody. I couldn't tell any of them. I have two siblings, a sister and a brother. I couldn't tell any of them, because wait, I want to tell you that, oh, by the way, I went to the hospital and they said I'm pregnant, Sha, by the way, so. But yeah, obviously I couldn't tell them. So I was carrying this heavy weight alone in my heart. So on the 31st of May, 2015, It was a Sunday, and I woke up to prepare for church. Then I went to the bathroom to pee, and I saw blood on my pants. Do you know what that meant? A bitch wasn't pregnant. I went to meet my mom. I told her, I've seen my period though. I saw blood. She just sighed, like she was so relieved. She was so relieved at that point, and I just felt so happy, like, whoo. Anyways, they went to the hospital, and when they got there, the technician that did the whole test for me was not the one that was there. Like, you escaped. If you're watching, I hate you, by the way, because you made my life somehow. My life is not somehow. Jesus, God forbid. The person that was on duty, he was apologizing. He was like, he's so sorry for the whole misunderstanding. That there's a thing that they normally call it folks or fox, fur, like fur pregnancy. I don't know how they explain this. If you want to know more, please Google is there for you. Thank you very much. You can Google faux pregnancy, because I'm not a health practitioner, so I don't know about all those things. And I was free. I was free. It was not a funny experience. I feel they talk now, they laugh, but bitch, I suffered. I went through hell and came back stronger, tougher, harder, period. So yeah, that is my story. It happens to the best of us, so thank you guys for watching my YouTube video. Thank you so much for staying till now. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please, I'm begging. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.